Be for real.
What's up, everybody? It's your girl Dejza with the Nah Be For Real podcast. And in today's episode, we are playing Matchmaker. I have my girl Wilena here. She's the eligible bachelorette. And we have two handsome fellas here. Fellas, go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hi, my name is Trey.
Tell me a little bit more.
I'm 24 years old, originally from Birmingham, Alabama. Just moved down here to Tampa about 2 months ago.
Okay, so welcome.
Hey, good evening. My name is Aron. I'm 32. I've been in Tampa for about a year now, after about 7 years living in Asia.
All right, so I have a few questions that I want to ask the fellas. And after we have the fellas answer some questions that I have here, they have not seen the questions yet. After they answer the questions, we're going to turn it over to the fellas to ask Wilena some questions. So question number one, fellas, let's say that you only have $100 to spend on a date. What would you plan?
I would say maybe a drive-in movie. That'd be nice. Go see something she likes and then maybe go eat.
Okay, what are you thinking for food?
For food, we can go probably somewhere like Bubba's.
Bubba's, okay. The $5 margarita. I got you. Okay, Aron.
For myself, it depends. Is the first day, second day, third day?
Oh.
But on top of that, I wouldn't look at it like monetarily. I would look at it, she's spending time with me. We're getting to know each other. But I would say go in nature, going on a hike, actually talking and engaging with one another is more important than the actual monetary value of the date.
Okay. Romantic.
Would that be the first date? Would that be the second, or would that be the third?
First date. I'm not investing in you if I don't know you.
Okay.
Okay, fair enough. Strong boundaries. Okay, nice. All right, so question number two. What is the biggest ick on a first date?
For myself, someone who's constantly on their phone, they're self-absorbed, and they're not engaging and can't hold a conversation. I feel like, especially in modern times, a lot of people, they're absorbed with technology and they don't know how to talk and converse in person. So that's definitely kind of like a ick for me. They don't know how to talk, and you can look nice, but if you have nothing to say, you don't really offer me anything, honestly.
Okay. So you're looking for mindfulness, someone who's present.
Exactly.
Okay, very good. What about you, Trey?
I'll probably say somebody that just doesn't enjoy my time. Like, my time's not good enough for them. If they want to go do something, like, what I'm doing is not good enough. They're like, we only doing this. I'm like, probably not for me,
Gratefulness and gratitude.
Yeah, grateful.
Okay, very good. Okay, so question number three is a little bit more existential. Do you guys believe in soulmates, or is love a choice?
I believe in soulmates to an extent. Like, yeah, I feel like everybody does have that person, but that person might not be who you want it to be. Like, sometimes you have to just, it's not quite so settling, but like, we compare, everybody like nowadays compares themselves to everybody. And then like looking for what really matters, like the person, like how that connection is. They looking for somebody else to improve their relationship. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
what about you?
I can kind of agree with that. In modern times, I feel like a lot of people are looking for the next best thing or the greatest thing. But I think that it's important to be able to connect mentally, physically, and emotionally, and really know that person. Sometimes it can be the wrong time, and that's okay. It's okay to get the experience and move on. But I do think, a soulmate, in essence, we all have people that are for us, but it has to be a matter of time, and I think.
Okay. I'm curious to what you think. Do you believe in soulmates?
I feel like, yeah, 1,000%. Yeah, I feel like there definitely is soulmates, and their soulmates are in different levels of life, I feel like.
Yeah.
So you have soulmates that may be your platonic partner, so that's where I feel like best friends come in.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, as a whole, there's definitely soulmates, I feel like. And there's multiple of them, but it depends on what level you're looking at, or maybe how do I word it? Or maybe like the stage of your life that you're currently in. Because maybe you meet this one soulmate for the current stage that you're in, and then that's how you sometimes outgrow people. And then you find another one of that match stage of your newborn stage.
Okay.
So yeah, definitely.
Very nice. How do you handle conflicts?
For myself, I'm big on my peace, and anything that interrupts my peace, I just remove myself from that situation. And I don't entertain, some people, they love the drama of being able to argue and kind of start arising people. But for myself, I don't entertain that. I just remove myself from the situation. And people who let emotions control, like their everything, that weakens you. So I really take a step back and I say, hey, come talk to me when you're in the right place to talk and have actual conversation. And if you can't do that, then, we can't talk at this current moment in time.
Okay, I want to get deeper on that one. So how do you balance that with not becoming completely attached? Because that almost sounds like it could be going into avoidant. So when you have to deal with conflict, how do you handle it? When, maybe getting together later is not an option.
I will say, as long as it's in private, have a private conversation. Don't make a public spectacle of it, because a lot of people sometimes like to do that. As long as you don't raise your voice, I'm big on, hey, you're talking to me and we're talking on even level. Let's have a conversation and don't let your emotions get too involved or attached. Then we can do that if you feel like you're in the right emotional state. But if I sense that, then I have to remove myself from that situation.
Okay. I respect that.
Yeah.
That's a good answer. I like that. What about you, Trey?
I would just like to think about like where that person's coming from, and then like see if I can understand like what the problem is. Cause I'm big on like trying to fix problems and stuff. If we have a problem, I want to figure out, let's fix it so we don't have any more. Get to the root end of that problem. So yeah, that's where I'm be coming from. Like I just really want to know like what is the real problem.
Yeah. Like get deeper into it, nip it from the bud. Okay. Very good answer. Look, you guys have very good answers so far. Yeah, you guys are answering well. Okay, so I want to lighten the mood a little bit. All right, just a little bit. And I want to hear, just for fun, what is your best pickup line? Like, just a little bit, just something fun, shits and giggles. Like, how would you approach a girl at a bar?
Or anywhere.
Or anywhere. Yeah, anywhere. What's your approach? Yeah.
What do you feel like is your funniest pickup line you have used or have wanted to use?
Run some game.
I would say just being genuine, honestly. For me, is going up to someone and saying, hey, my name is Aron. It's nice to meet you. Would you like to have a conversation? We can go somewhere more quiet. Definitely you want to just be your genuine self. I feel like the whole term pickup lines, yeah, it's funny, it's cheesy, but really you just got to be yourself and just have fun with it. I really think that being genuine goes a long way.
Okay, yeah. I like that. How about you?
I've never used the pickup line, but one of my homeboys used to use one and it always worked. He used to walk to a girl, he'd be like, you believe in love at first sight? And
oh my God.
And look. And then he say, well, should I walk by again? And then it worked. I was like, oh, hello.
So how do you approach women?
A woman? First, I have to have a choosing signal. I'm not going to cold approach a female.
Okay.
So
what signal? I'm sorry?
Choosing signal. Like I have to know that she likes me. I'm not going.
So she has to give you like a look, like he's looking for a vibe.
I'm not going to go up to a girl and just feel like I interrupt her, because that's. I feel like I'm like, you don't want my time, Like I'm big on energy, I gotta feel like you want me to be there to come up to you. So I'll come to you, be like, hey, how's your day? What's your name? Little chat like that, and then just break it down like that.
So you never walked up to someone who didn't like make eye contact with you?
No, I ain't never did.
Really?
Nah.
Okay.
How do you feel about a woman approaching you?
For me, I will actually respect and prefer that. I understand that the woman's more often than not, they want to be pursued and chased. As humans, we want to be desired, but to show that conviction that, hey, I desire you or I want to talk to you, I respect that. And no matter what, I definitely will entertain her no matter what she looks like, just to have that confidence, because a lot of women won't do that.
That's true.
Because of, a lot of, I feel like vanity reasons, honestly. I will respect that.
How do you feel about being the one to pursue?
Oh, me?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't mind.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't mind at all.
You're like, you can be that assertive. Yeah. Like, you, what's up?
Yeah, I definitely don't mind.
Let me hear your pickup line. Just for shits and giggles. I want to hear you. How would you approach a gentleman?
How do I approach men nowadays? I'm trying to think. I haven't approached anybody in a very long time, but if I'm out and about and maybe I find something about them that I'll compliment them with. So like say like for instance, so not every man can pull off a bald head, right? So I'll walk up to you and be like, I love your haircut. Like I like the fact that you are bald and it actually fits you well. Like that's like a type of compliment that I will give.
Yeah.
And then same thing with his hair, for instance, or even I actually like the fact that you have your nose pierced. And it's cute on you because not every guy can rock that either. So that's the type of pickup lines I have.
Okay.
I usually compliment them.
Yeah.
And that's how I start a conversation.
And that's still genuine.
Yeah.
It's a genuine.
So I get you completely when it comes to whole approach them genuinely because that will be my genuine compliment.
Okay. Nice.
That's how I break my ice.
Okay, so we're going to pivot a little bit and get back deep. I want to know, for the fellas, who do you turn to when you feel lost?
I would say for myself, it was my mother. Unfortunately, I lost her in September.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, it's health issues. She was my everything, my motivation. And I've been trying to, you know, refine that and continue to grow and make her proud. So, you know, for me, I've always been very independent but I always had that. But, you know, it's tough. It is. It's not easy, but, you know, I've had a lot to overcome in my life. And I tell people that your journey and your struggle, it doesn't define you, but it's just part of your story. Every chapter is going to be different. So right now, I just find that internal motivation to keep going and keep pursuing my dreams and, you know, make her proud. But again,
Sorry for your loss.
yeah, appreciate.
And I'm sorry for your loss as well. Okay, so we can go to the next question. So how do you guys feel about guys' trips and girls' trips within a relationship?
I think that it's, as long as it's discussed and established, the domain of what your relationship is, what's okay and what's not, then there's no issue with that. I feel that you need to be your own independent person outside of the relationship. And it's okay to have friends, and people who say you can't have male or female friends, I think that's a sense of insecurity. And if you're in a relationship, you have to have trust. And it's so long as that's established of you can't do this and can't do that, then I don't think there's no any issue with that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So just really rely on your partner to be loyal and define loyalty.
Define what is loyal, what is cheating, what can and can't you cannot do, then
Right.
as that's established, I think it's fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
Understandable.
All right. How do you feel about it?
It really depends on the person. Me personally, I'm not gonna let my girl go on a girls trip. I mean, it depends on the type of friends they have too. Like,
That's important.
it must know who your friends are and what they do. 9 times out of 10, who you run with is what you're doing. So I'm like,
Facts.
I really can't allow it. I mean, I'll be like, it's gonna hit me some type of way. So
Yeah.
I wouldn't really go for.
You want to see a reason.
And then you wouldn't go on a guy trip either then?
No. I wouldn't go on a. If I was in a relationship, no. Or we can go together. We can go our trip.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fair.
I
like
think
that.
that's fair. How do you feel about it?
So I agree with both of them. So it really just depends on who you're dating.
Yeah.
And it definitely depends on their friends as well. I feel.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I would love to be completely open with them doing that, but
You have to trust them and their
I trust
circle.
them and their circle.
Yeah.
And typically, folks' circles don't be the best.
Yeah.
So it just depends. It depends. But then also some people do have a great circle of friends that I would trust with. So I've experienced both. It just depends. It varies person to person,
Okay.
for sure.
All right. So if we had all of your exes on the stage, what would they say about you?
I'll start, myself, I will say, each of them will say that I was attentive. I gave them the time in the space to be themselves. And they may say that I didn't make the best effort to always open up to them. But, over time, I've gotten better with that. And, they would say that I gave them the space to be them and uplifted them. I really do think they will all say that.
Beautiful.
They would say that we had a good time. I made them laugh. For sure, they would say that. They would say, yeah, that was a good time. What else would they say? maybe like he said that I sometimes didn't open up like my feelings. Sometimes I felt too close to myself. Maybe also they say that they definitely would say I would fight for them. I'm a fighter. I would fight for what they want. Like I'm a fight for them.
So would you say you've had more like lighthearted relationships? You're young, so let me guess. But
Honestly, I only had one relationship.
okay.
I was about to ask that. How many relationships you've had?
Oh yeah, one, real one.
The real one.
Real.
Where is lighthearted?
You know, it just didn't work out because like she was like Muslim and like her parents were trying to like marry her off. Yeah, like that. Yeah, that didn't work.
That's a big deal.
So see,
Were you guys together?
for like a year and a half, she was trying to run away with me. I was like, I can't do that right now though.
Yeah.
Okay, and how about you? Your longest relationship?
Longest relationship, I would say about 2 years.
Okay, and how many have you had?
Total in life,
Like serious ones?
serious.
Yeah.
I say 4 or 5. I can count on one hand, 4 or 5 that are really serious.
It's okay. Okay.
Yeah.
I would say that's about right for 32. I'm 32, so yeah. Okay. Define emotional intimacy for you and how you cultivate it.
I would say emotional intimacy is being able to connect with your partner, sometimes non-verbally. I think that being able to, in Japan we call it tatemae, kind of reading the room, reading the air, the feeling of your partner, and anticipate their needs without them saying anything. That's a next level that I think is very rare, but when you have that, I think you have a foundation of a, potential of a good relationship.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like that?
That's really nice.
I would say, like he said, pretty much like being able to read the room, but most of the times it's like I can look at her and tell how she's feeling. Like we just look at each other without talking. Like that's when you know it's really like y'all are really close. Like if I can look at a person and they don't even got to tell me how they feeling, I just know, then I'll be like, yeah, that's the emotional intelligence level. I'll feel like that's when the relationship's good.
Okay.
That's really good. Those are really good answers.
Yeah.
Those are very good answers. Okay. What about you? I do want to hear from you.
What was the question?
Emotional, like how do you cultivate or define emotional intimacy within your partner?
For me, I'm not sure how I could answer that question. Cause see, it all just depends. I really maneuver off of people's energies, and you can tell when you're dealing with someone who's more closed off than the other. So it's kind of hard to navigate through that at times. So it depends. Like there's a certain approach that I may have with one person may not be the exact same what I would have with another one because of how closed or open that they are. So it just depends. Sometimes you need to approach it in a humor way. Sometimes you need to approach it just seriously.
You need to know how to lower their defenses a little bit.
I have to learn them first before I actually can tap into them emotionally.
Okay. I like that answer. Okay, so I want to get a little spicy. All right. What is a non-physical way that a woman can seduce you?
For myself, knowing my interest and my hobbies, making an effort to invest in those and learn those, and gifts that involve those. That's something that I really do appreciate, and it shows me that she's attentive and that she listens.
Is gift giving or receiving gifts one of your love languages?
For me, not necessarily.
Okay.
I would say that it is definitely nice. Generally, I feel that men are expected to give gifts, but usually it's not the opposite, way around. But when a woman does give gifts, it, for me, it means something. And if it has intentionality and thoughtfulness, that's another, dynamic as well that I enjoy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very good answer.
I'll just say like when she actually like just cares about me, like asks me how my day is and like wants to be around me, like quality time type thing. Especially food. If food's involved.
Okay. Okay, now he's opening up.
I love food.
That's the most passionate you've been all night, just so you know. Food. Okay, so the way for you is through your stomach.
Yeah.
Okay.
And quality time. Gotcha.
And quality time.
And then yours would be, what would you say your love languages are?
For me, I would say spending time together, doing activities. I'm active, and I love a woman who's active as well. and we can go, like I said, hiking or
Out in the nature and stuff.
exactly, because, you know, I find peace in that, and, you know, hopefully she does as well.
That probably comes from living in Japan because it's a very holistic approach there.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Okay.
And meditation as well.
Meditation.
Yeah.
I feel like meditation can also boost emotional intimacy. Like when you can meditate in the same space as your partner, I think that, or pray with them, you know, whatever you believe in. I think that's really good. Okay. If money was not a factor, what would you dedicate your life to?
If money wasn't a factor, like, I would say I love like going to the gym. So I would probably be like just dedicated to like just training people and just getting people in shape, fit. I love fitness. Like that's a big passion of mine. So yeah, I think that's probably just from like just being in sports my whole life. Like I definitely just love to be just active, and I would love to like just help a person reach their goals, like see their body transformation, reach the
What sport did you play?
track and field in college. Yeah.
Oh, really? Cool. Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Hey, how about you?
I would say for myself, I would just, money wasn't a factor, invest time in just different cultures and traveling. That's something that I enjoy. Like I said, 7 years I lived in Asia and traveled around a lot. And I was able to form so many different connections and people to this day that I keep in contact with. And if I could just take my time and go to each place and spend, you know, multiple years living in different countries, that's something that, you know, I really would enjoy.
Gotcha. Question. How did you end up in Asia? Like, were you in the military?
We can talk offline about it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
I was picking up Air Force vibes, but I didn't want to say anything.
Military is the first gifting.
Kadena or something. Okay. So my last question is, describe the perfect setting for your first kiss.
If it's somebody that I actually care about, somebody that like my partner, probably like after the date, you know, walk into the car, open her door, kiss her, she goes in, and I go to my side. I like that. Or like we watching a movie, after the movie, or maybe even during the movie. It just depends on the vibe.
Don't even wait. Just get to it. Just get to it. Hot and heavy. Okay.
Something to hold or something to grab on.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
I would say for myself, you said after a date.
After a date. No, I'm it's open. I just said describe the perfect setting.
Perfect setting. There's something that's natural, not forced. It could be at a nice dinner or just, you know, just talking, and, you know, you gotta really feel the vibes and energy and everything is, you know, natural. And yeah, as long as it's a natural occurrence and it's just a good energy, then I think any situation will be nice.
Okay. Do you have any more follow-up questions for the fellas? Okay, so now Wilena is in the hot seat, and we're gonna open up the floor for Trey and Aron to ask Wilena questions. Fellas, take it away. What questions do you have for her?
Oh yeah, I got one. She said she did track and field. You did track and field in college. What event did you do?
I did a little bit of the one, but it was mainly the 2, 4, 4x4 and long jump.
Okay. Where'd you go?
I went to FAM and FIU.
Okay. Nice.
Yes. Where'd you go?
I went to Louisville, University of Louisville.
Okay. Cool. Wow.
I'll ask, what brings you peace?
What brings me peace?
Yes.
I like actually resetting by the ocean. So like oceanside restaurants type vibe, because also food, need that. But I like being outside in the nature for sure. I grew up in like a little country town, so being outside in the nature for sure. And just quietness.
Like,
Yeah.
I respect that as well.
When was your last relationship?
Oh, that's a good one.
Hot seat. I mean, it was like years ago. Let me be exact.
You for real?
Oh yeah, of course. My last legitimate relationship was it 2 years ago? I believe it was like 2.5 years ago.
Girl.
Mm-hmm.
In your past relationships, when they ended, what's something you could have worked on of why the relationship ended?
So my very first, really, I could do it like this. It's kind of weird. It's like a double-ended sword.
Okay.
I would say. Not the last recent ones. It wasn't my patience. If anything, it was too much patience. I wasn't being as maybe direct and, speaking about dislikes and things of that nature that maybe we could have worked on. And then when it comes to my very first relationship, I didn't have any patience at all. So it was like a double-ended sword in a way. Yeah, I learned too much patience, I feel like.
What would you say is your biggest red flag?
Ooh.
Hot seat.
My red flag?
Like, if you had, like, what do you think you do that could be a red flag? Like, the biggest thing you do that a man wouldn't like?
There's moments where I can be very petty. But
So you're argumentative?
no,
Okay.
I wouldn't say I argue, but I don't shy away from having hard conversations. So depending on who the person may be, I feel like that could be viewed as being argumentative. But if I'm addressing something that I don't like or that I didn't appreciate, I don't feel like that's me arguing necessarily. And it shouldn't be viewed that way if I'm expressing my feelings towards something that they may have done to hurt my feelings. So yeah. Yeah. But you asked me, what was my red flag though?
Yeah.
I feel like my red flags, I feel like I'm a mirror. I mirror my person. So things that I know, because it's like, I think my red flag is that I mirror people. I think that's what it would be. So honestly, at the end of the day, I could have every red flag possible, because if I see you're doing something and I know you know what you're doing, I'm just gonna mirror you. If after I address you and there's no change, I'm just gonna do exactly what you've done. And that's where that pettiness comes in. So I think that may be my red flag, is I'm slightly petty. Just don't play with me.
You just match energy.
Yeah, I just match energy, 1000%. Yeah,
A very Libra thing.
it is like
So just match your partner like that. That's a Libra trait.
all about the scales. You're a Libra too? No way.
What was the serious that?
I'm a Scorpio.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, Scorpio.
And you're a Scorpio?
Yeah, I'm a Scorpio.
That's
Interesting.
compatible.
That's very interesting.
Libra, Scorpio is compatible.
Libra is too.
Libra. Value.
Oh, it's interesting.
Okay. I have a question. Yeah. I'm going to put you in the hot seat. What gives you the ick in a man?
You want a list?
I want you to name the biggest ick. Like, ugh, you can't get over it.
Oh, easy. My biggest ick is a man who's too sexual towards me too fast. Like, you don't know me. Yeah, you don't know me at all. Like, I don't know if I really want to fuck with you for real. I don't know if we're friends yet.
Because how serious can I take you?
Yeah, like,
Yeah.
what are you talking about? Like, that's my biggest ick, being too sexual way too fast. Because what are you talking about? You don't know me yet.
Okay, so bonus question for everybody. Open floor. How do you know when it's time to make it social media official?
My response to that is, why does it have to be? And the reason I say that is because for me, like, I have some social media, like, I don't use it too often. I just like to kind of live in the moment. I do photography. That's probably the biggest thing I use it for. But, I've had full relationships where no social media, and, some of the best ones, honestly. And I feel like it's kind of sometimes keeping up with the Joneses, per se. And, what's between you, what is the world? Sometimes, okay, you want to celebrate that, but, it doesn't have to be something that is rushed or that you need to feel that it's like advertised. That's the way I look at it.
So what if your partner posts on social media all the time, but just is not posting about the fact that they're in a relationship? Because your lifestyle, your baseline is that you don't post. So it's not a red flag that you're not posting. Your girl, you don't post most of your life. You're low key. But what if your partner posts all the time, all day long, and they're just not posting that they're in a relationship? Does that give you a red flag, or you're still like, I'm too far removed?
For me, I would definitely inquire, especially if she's that active. What's the reason behind that? And depending on the answer, I'll move accordingly depending on what she says.
Valid.
Okay. I think I like that response.
Yeah.
How about you?
What the question you just asked him or the first one?
When do you know it's time to make it social media official?
So I would say that's a really good question because that's what happened. That last time I made it social media, I never really wanted to. My girlfriend was always, she was on me. I don't even post on social media like that. The only thing I used social media for was chat. So I was just posting my highlights and stuff. And then she was like, why you never post me? I was like, okay, I'm post you there. And then that led to a whole bunch of just problems because then you got people in your relationship and then I'm hearing stuff about, I'm mad. I got dudes that I don't like that.
Okay. What about you? What do you think about that?
I rarely post myself on my social media. I post a lot now. Like my stories be
Now because of
them little dots.
podcast.
Not even just that. Just even before the podcast, like all the little dots. None of them. Most of them don't even consist of me at all. They just repost about their things. So I feel like it just depends. Like I do like taking like selfies and stuff like that. I may not necessarily post, but like say we're wearing like a really cute outfit. I know I may, but I don't really post on my actual timelines. More or less like my stories. So I mean, it just depends on how comfortable or confident I may feel in that person, because it could backfire and it may ruin things a little too quickly, or things of that nature. So it just depends, because there's been relationships where I did post all the time with the person, and then there was relationships where I just didn't. It's all about the vibes of it. Yeah.
Okay. Well, that concludes my questions. I don't know if anybody has any more questions that they want to ask Wilena.
Yes, I have one. What's your relationship with your father?
Oh, that's my dog. I love my daddy. Yeah, we're good. I actually just talked to him on the way here. Yeah.
How about your mother?
Yeah, she cool. She my dog too. Like both my parents they're still together. So our relationships are fine for the most part. If anything, things get a little bumpy sometimes when it comes to my mom. But I think it's just because of how close we are. We're just a lot alike in some of the not so good ways. So it's like we're sisters in a way. You know how like siblings, that little beef that you guys have? I think that's how me and my mom are. And then as for me and my dad, we usually just laugh at my mom all day. So we're all good.
Fair.
Where do you see yourself 10 years from now?
How am I? Where? So 10 years from now? Wow. So honestly, that's a very hard question for me to answer, because if I think about it, 10 years ago, I was a freshman in college.
That time, man.
So
Where do you want to be 10 years from now?
Oh, okay.
All right.
That's easier. So I want to be somewhere stable, like in whatever city I'm supposed to be in, for real, and actually have my family and a nice solid career, just happy. I feel like 10 years should be enough, because a lot of things happened these past 10 years. So I feel like a lot more, even more greater things can happen 10 years from now. Just happy and successful. That's what I feel like.
That's good. That's good.
Okay, so fellas, what were your thoughts and opinions? I'm curious about Wilena. What did you think when you first saw her? What do you think after having the opportunity to speak to her?
Well, I thought she was very gorgeous, and then I thought her answers were very, like, I liked them. I also liked that she was, like, a past athlete. I feel like we related on that level type. Like, I could see us working out together, like she said. Like, we could definitely do that. I think that'd be a vibe. But she said she liked food. I like food, too. So, you know.
Okay. I'm feeling some vibes. I'm definitely feeling some vibes from over here. Aron, what about you?
I would say initially, you came into the room and very observant. I looked at you and I saw you looking around, and, it's of the quality that I respect. And you definitely have a very nurturing type face, and that's something that I enjoy. I think that your responses were, genuine, and that you definitely have a, good energy to you. So I respect that.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Okay, very good feedback. I agree. So, what about you? What did you think about Aron?
Aron, Very soft. I love that. Seems like you're emotionally intelligent, which is definitely a plus. I also appreciate the fact that you like your peace and like nature and things of that nature. Things of that nature. That was weird, but you know what I'm saying. Yeah. I appreciate your answers.
Yeah. What about Trey?
He's so young. He is. But it's crazy because you do carry yourself quite well. For sure, you had some mature answers.
For sure.
I was shocked that you were 24. Yeah, I was shocked. That threw me. Yeah.
It threw me for real too. And then even once you did start speaking, you definitely were nervous at the beginning.
Yeah.
For sure. But you were not making eye contact with me at all.
Nah, yeah.
But then
I did.
as you kept talking, you started to make more eye contact. But yeah, I appreciate your answers as well. Especially for 24, you're doing well. Keep doing your thing.
Appreciate it.
Yes.
All right, Wilena. So the moment that we've been waiting for. Who are you gonna choose to go on a date with? You can only pick one.
Only one. Okay. I feel like it'll most likely be Aron, for sure. It'll definitely be Aron, and it's only because I feel like your answers match more of my maturity level, and I feel like you have experienced life more. But you're definitely on your way for sure. So definitely keep doing your thing. Okay. But at this stage of life, like I was saying earlier, when it comes to like the stages of life, like back when I was like 24, totally, you know. But currently at this current age, it would definitely be you for sure. Definitely would love to go on a date with you. Yes.
All right. Well, you made your decision. Aron, do you accept?
Yeah, I'm all for connecting and meeting new people. I accept.
Cool. Let's get it. Yeah. Awesome. Yay, playing matchmaker. Thank you for watching the Not Be For Real podcast.
Nah, be for real.
Let's go.